Well, we've seen micro weddings, impromptu interviews and OTT ceremonies, but the new nuptials trend is all about how you capture the moments. Wedding content creators are tipped to be the next big thing for newlyweds. What exactly do they do?
Kylie, let me help you get there. Our next guest has got all the answers. After seeing a gap in the market for modern marriage planning, former lawyer Mary Christina started a business helping couples stay up to date with what's hot and what's not in the wedding world.
And here to tell us more is the brains behind the booming wedding business, Mary Christina. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Before we get to this new trend, where did the idea to start an online wedding directory come from?
Look, I think like a lot of Australian businesses, it was born out of my own experience as a bride and the pain points that I felt along that journey and planning process. I think there's a lot of...
pain points in planning a wedding.
Yeah, I know. And that's probably an understatement for anyone out there at the moment who's in the process of planning a wedding. Right. So
yeah.
I guess for me, I had a look at what was out there and I thought, you know what, I think I can fill a bit of a gap here. Yeah. I think we can do something a little bit differently that's a bit more transparent, a little bit more open, and is very much driven by trends and what, you know, couples are looking for now.
OK, so one of the trends, and this is so 2023, is this content creators going to your wedding and getting all your TikTok and Instagram stuff. And this is different from a videographer and a photographer, right?
It is, yes. It's very different. So they're still very much playing an important role, your videographer and photographer, but your on-the-day social content creators are there to capture what we call B-roll. So that's that raw footage that your guests would otherwise be capturing. They're going to upload that for you into a folder that they can either be sharing on the go during the day or, you know, be putting together in a reel and sharing with you the next day for you to relive, you know, your wedding experience, you know, 24 hours later.
And this is a big thing, right?
It is. We're in the Instagram generation after all.
So people are looking, OK, so people want to upload it onto their reels, but the reel videographer is going to take 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get it back to you. The photographer takes all the really nice pictures. So this is just that literal sort of...
It's that quick, in the moment,
right.
The parts of the wedding that your videographer and photographer might not be capturing.
Yeah.
So almost like a bit of a blooper reel, but it feels very authentic and it feels, yeah, a little bit different to what you're otherwise getting.
And is this also encouraging the guests then not to have to... You haven't got to say to your friend Sally, hey, Sally, can you get this for me or whatever, so it lets your guests actually sit back and relax?
Yeah, for sure. And look, it's another trend that we're seeing certainly is, you know, couples finding ways for guests to disconnect. There's nothing worse than going to a ceremony where you've got 1,000, you know, iPhones in the way.
That's right.
So in one essence, that's definitely it, is to say, you know what, guys, don't worry about it. We're on it. We're capturing this sort of content. And also the bride and groom can give really clear instructions to the kind of content that they want shared about their wedding instead of what, as you say, Sally might be capturing and just uploading on a whim.
Yeah, yes.
We couldn't go to a wedding like that. We'd like to have full approval of all the photos
yes,
of house
well, naturally.
We don't want some weird angle like this.
We don't want that angle.
Back of the head. No.
Exactly right.
You've also noticed quite a few other trends coming through this year. So what's hot? What's coming in hot?
Well, there's plenty. I think we see every year different trends arriving, and a lot of it's coming from fashion and, you know, other influencers, lifestyle influencers.
So what's sort of style? Like traditional, fun? What are we looking at?
There is a big divide, and I think I can tell you why. I think we've got a big, you know, return to traditional. There are a lot of couples that after many years of COVID and strange times, they're saying, right, this is actually an opportunity for us to have some normality, to lean into tradition. So that's those, you know, beautiful, you know, gold and even like religious ceremonies. And then on the flip side, we have fun weddings. And basically what we're talking about with fun weddings is people that just want a party that represents themselves. So they're happy to do it differently. They're willing to spend money, but not to kind of follow, you know, this traditional format, but to basically do something that is reflective of who they are and how they want to spend the day celebrating their love.
And if it just happens to be a little bit cheaper, that's a bonus, right?
Because it's a bonus.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. And look, in some instances it can be. It can give you permission to do things differently. But some of the fun weddings we're doing, they want that surprise and delight element, and that actually can come at a pretty penny.
Like what?
Champagne towers, entertainment, you know...
Inviting old boyfriends and girlfriends.
Sure, exactly right. I mean, flash mobs, you name it. There's lots of things out there for a fun wedding.
Oh, wow. OK.
Such an interesting space.
Wow.
This is
it is interesting,
lovely to see you this morning.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Good stuff. In just a moment, Taylor Swift's doing it, Beyonce's doing it. Which